Have you ever been around someone with a really bad attitude? Nothing ever seems to be good enough for them, and they manage to find fault with everything and everyone. They are usually physically unfit and unhealthy due to their negative attitude. This acts like a poison from within, causing stress and disease. They have a pessimistic attitude and are usually not good company or pleasant to be around. This is definitely not the path to follow. It is not the path to health, wealth, and happiness. It is much better and healthier for us to maintain a positive outlook, to see the good in any situation, even when things don't go our way. We need to try and take something positive away from even negative experiences. There is always something positive that can be taken away from every situation, no matter how dire it may seem. We just have to look for it and focus on it and not the negative. Remember how many people in this world don't have anywhere near the things you have, and that will help to put it into perspective for you. Be grateful because your attitude is everything, and it is one of the few things in this world that you have complete control over. To learn more about setting the altitude of your attitude, enter your name and best email address in the form on our website, and you will gain immediate access to your members-only area and your first training. Every few days I will be adding more information for you and sending periodic reminders when new material is added. Be sure to whitelist any emails from bestsuccesstraining.com so you don't miss a thing. No matter your desire, it can be achieved, but the first step is yours. So sign up today for free and discover how you can unlock your potential with bestsuccesstraining.com. Don't delay another minute. Sign up now and I'll see you on the inside.
Topic this week, as you should be able to see on your screen there, is the altitude of your attitude. We're going to talk about some very specific things here, what we can do to really make sure that we have our heads in the right place as we go about our day and our businesses and our lives to ensure that we maximize what it is that we do, we maximize our profits, we maximize our relationships, etc. So this is something that applies not just to us on a professional level, but also on a personal level. And so that's what we're going to be doing here. So we're going to talk about the 4 attitudes that you need to adopt, as well as the 2 different types of attitudes that there are. Why attitude really is everything. We're also going to talk about why we really need to act now as if it is impossible to fail, and why that's so important. Because if we have we kind of have any doubt that creeps in about, I don't know if this is going to work or not work, that kind of really throws a monkey wrench into the whole works, and that screws everything up. So you've got to act as if it's impossible to fail, and if you've got any doubt, you've got to learn to get rid of it. So we'll go into that a little bit more detail in a bit. I'm going to talk about having an attitude of gratitude, and why it's so important that we're thankful for the things that we have already and not dwell on the things that we don't have. Because many of us are blessed in many, many different ways, whether it's with our families, our children, our parents, our homes, or whatever. And we're much better off than the vast majority of the world. The people in the United States and Canada and this part of the world are really very, very blessed at this point in time compared to other populations in other areas of the world that they struggle to get food, just even one meal a day. And it's sad, but sometimes we lose sight of the big picture, and so that's why it's important to have that attitude of gratitude and really start your day, being thankful for what you have, that you've got a roof over your head, that you're able to, pay your mortgage or your rent. Then we're going to wrap it all up and talk about the bottom line and how we really can develop the proper attitude. And finally, I'll go over a few exercises that can be done in order to improve that. So jump right in here with the 4 attitudes. Now we're broken into 2 different areas here. We have the 4 attitudes to adopt. And the first one is ambition. Okay, we have to be ambitious and have to have lofty goals if we're going to, want to succeed. We need to be in action. We need to create a sense of urgency for ourselves. And we have to be determined. We have to have determination. Okay, and that's a very, very key factor here. In order, we have to be very determined that we're going to succeed. So those are the 4 attitudes we need to adopt. And then there's 2 different types. There's a value-driven attitude. Someone who is the mindset of providing value to people, and that's definitely the mindset you want to make sure, and the attitude you want to make sure that you have, and an expectation-driven mindset. And this is really not the right attitude to have at all. You can't expect things, okay? So you have to operate from a service attitude as opposed to an expectation attitude. So I'm going to get into more detail now. Having an attitude of gratitude is a great way to start your day, and it's a great way to end your day. Okay, because when we move in harmony with ourselves and with others because of our thoughts and our feelings and, of course, our attitudes, great things can happen for us all. And this involves us being thankful for the things that we have in our lives. It could be something as simple as being thankful for a good meal that you had for dinner tonight, right? Or being thankful that you've got, smart kids in school that don't really require a lot of help with their homework and stuff like that. These are all simple, small little things that are really important to focus on because it really helps us see what's important in life. And, I've got 3 kids and they're all in school, and thank God they're all smart and they're all doing well in school. And that's something that I'm thankful for every day. Of course, I help them with their homework. I check it. I make sure everything is done correctly. But you know what? They do well. They're creative. They take initiative. They do a lot of work on their own. And it's fantastic to see. I got my 7-year-old now. He's reading so well. I'm so proud of him. That's something that I'm so grateful for when I think about how many people in this world are illiterate. And so we stack these things up against something that, and it really helps us appreciate so much more of what we have. And when we do that, we're really putting ourselves in harmony with nature and with the universe and with an attitude of positiveness. And you want to be in that positive state. That's going to help us live a more harmonious life. It's going to help us remain in balance. And it's also going to help keep the negativity away. And that's what we want to do, is keep the negativity away. Now, I mentioned expectations with our goals. It definitely, can start with having the right expectations for your outcome. All right? If we expect something good to happen, there's nothing wrong with that. Unfortunately, a lot of people expect something bad to happen. That's not good, because guess what happens? Law of attraction kicks in. You start to bring things that are bad to yourself, and we do not want that to happen. So how do we develop it? Right? That's the bottom line. How do we develop the right attitude? Well, first of all, we have to act now, right? Act now. Don't put it off. Don't wait till things are perfect. Act now as if it is impossible to fail. Impossible. Just saying, but I'm not going to fail. It's impossible. I'm going to succeed. That's the way you have to think about it. That's the way you have to view any of the goals that you're setting out there for yourself. Okay? Remember, success is an attitude, and you could immediately acquire that right this second. Right this second, you can think successfully. You can act as if you are successful. It's simply an attitude. Whether or not it is actually there simply exists in our mind, right? You can lie to yourself and you don't know the difference. So if you act successful, you will end up being successful over the course of time. It has to happen. If we expect good things to happen, they're going to happen. Again, we have to be grateful for what we've already got, and that puts us in a much better state because we're already thanking, what we have, and we're being very thankful for that and grateful for what we've already got. Okay? Become a possibility thinker. Think that anything is possible, right? Remember, doubt is the enemy. Do not doubt. You find yourself doubting something, and it has anything to do with your goals. I mean, maybe it has something to do with something else and it might be valid, but when it has something to do with your goals and the things that you've set out there for yourself, if you find yourself doubting that it's possible, you must immediately cancel the thought and think of the possibilities, that it is possible. A great way that sums this up is to have a cheerful attitude, okay? Cheerful attitude of positive expectancy, okay? Positively expect good things to happen. And guess what? More and more of them will in every area of our lives. Okay? It's like a magnet. These things are drawn to us. So if we act as if we're impossible to fail, we will succeed. It's how it works. Using that goal board or that vision board allows us to visualize our success. It allows us to visualize the things that we want. It helps us get and stay in that right frame of mind and to stay having that good positive attitude so that we can get the things that we set out there for ourselves, whether, as again, personally, financially, professionally. You know, you want to get that raise at work, whatever. You want a new job, you want a new car. You know, there's all of these things that, you know, have to go on that board if you want them. Copying what successful people do is another great way to get the good attitude, right? We model them. If there's someone that you know, whether it's, you know, someone that you work with, or someone just maybe it's a neighbor or a friend, and they're successful and they seem to have the things that you want, well, do what they do. If we do what other people do that are successful, well, I think it just stands to reason, and it does, that you're going to end up with the similar results. Okay? Unfortunately, the opposite can also happen. If we're modeling people that are negative, that are bad, that are doing or getting the things that we don't want, and we act that way, well, guess what's going to happen? We're going to get pulled into that negativity and go down that downward spiral too. So you don't want that to happen.